Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. I should say. What's up, folks? Stu Myrick here. Ready for another edition of Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on YouTube and Twitch, and of course, recording for the podcast and for the radio show that will air tomorrow night here in Austin on the Horn. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I did. It was pretty uneventful. Austin FC finally scored. First time they've scored. So prior to Saturday night, they had scored one goal in the last 5 matches. So they finally scored. They scored 2 goals. Unfortunately, so did San Jose. So they drew San Jose. At least it wasn't a loss, but they still got to find a way to win. And so we've got NXT on the TV. It is JC Jane and Gigi Dolan. Apparently Gigi Dolan has her brother in the crowd. So should be an interesting night on NXT. As we will get into what happened in the WWE Draft, and quite a few NXT wrestlers got drafted. So we will see. Several of them tonight is their last night in NXT. So, but yeah, we'll recap the WWE Draft. Oh yeah, the NFL Draft happened too. Had 5 Longhorns get drafted, including Bijan Robinson going at number 8 in the first round to the Atlanta Falcons. So that'll be good. Roshan Johnson got drafted in, I think, the 4th round, going to Chicago. Agent Zero himself, Demarion Overshone, the pride of ARP. He gets drafted to your Dallas Cowboys. So I think I tweeted from ARP to Austin to Dallas. So yeah, it was good. It was a good draft. Dallas, they filled some needs. It wasn't like a earth-shattering draft. They got some guys and they filled some needs. So, we'll see. We'll see how they turn out. So, WWE Draft, interesting draft. I guess more for the fact, and we'll talk about this, no factions got broken up, no tag teams got, in fact, they decided to draft tag teams as a unit. So no tag teams got broken up, no factions got broken up, which was kind of interesting because they had Roman, like for instance, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman were eligible to be drafted Friday, but the Usos weren't eligible to be drafted until Monday. So you were thinking, okay, maybe they end up different brands. No, they're on the same brand. I guess because they still got, to continue that storyline. And same thing with Judgment Day. Rhea was eligible to be drafted Monday, but the rest of Judgment Day. Oh no, they were all eligible to be drafted on Monday, but it was like Judgment Day was Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and then Rhea Ripley was by herself. Now they could explain that away as she's a champion, whatever. Looks like we're going to see another belt swap because Rhea Ripley, the SmackDown Women's Champion, got drafted to Raw. Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion, got drafted to SmackDown. So, assuming they keep their titles this Saturday at Backlash in Puerto Rico, which I think that's a safe bet, we'll have to see some sort of belt swap, which so silly. Let's see. What else? I'm trying to look for some things. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, we'll talk some about that. We'll preview Backlash just because. We will also preview Inspire After Death has a show this coming Sunday. You're All Gonna Die up there, and we'll preview that. Couldn't get Biss on; he's tied up, but we'll take care of it. I'm on the commentary team with the Kingpin, Kenny King, so I'll take care of it. So, but yeah, that'll be a fun show. Casanova Valentine, who's one of the top deathmatch wrestlers in the country on the independent scene, he's coming in. He's gonna challenge Dmitry Alexandrov for the Pure Prestige Championship. So we'll talk about that. Other than that, there's some good stuff. There's some good news. Gunther got married. There was this picture on his Instagram of him and his new bride, and they're walking across some sort of plaza or something, and he's got the biggest smile on his face. Might be the only time he's ever been seen with a smile on his face. So, yeah. So that was good. That's good stuff. Other than that, like I said, just another nice weekend. We'll see. As I said, we'll see what NXT looks like now, and as they made a point to indicate the rosters that have been drafted, they go into effect next Monday, so after Backlash. I think we've talked about it once or twice. We'll see how long this brand split lasts. How long before somebody crosses shows or whatever. Interesting, they did designate several wrestlers as free agents, which means they can appear on either show. Brock Lesnar, I think they almost always have him as a free agent. But the rest of Omos, I can see they want to make him kind of they want him to be the current day version of Andre the Giant. So I can get that. But you got Baron Corbin, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali, Dolph Ziggler, Elias, and then you also have Von Wagner and Zion Quinn from NXT. They're all those guys are free agents, so they can go back and forth. No women free agents. Interesting. Which I guess, you can chalk that up to the women's roster not being that large. You see. But yeah, as I said, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different acts. Let's see, 12, 13, there's 14, 15, 16. So 16 NXT wrestlers drafted as Justin the Smash Simmons, the fill-in public address announcer for your Austin FC.
I think as long as you say it, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Then it's all legal.
As long as I say it.
Mm-hmm.
You did a fine job, by the way. Hey, at least they got a draw.
Yeah, it was a good match though.
They got a draw.
It was a fun match to watch.
They were able to score.
I didn't even know you were there.
Yeah.
Until later on.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even see you.
I know. We didn't get a chance to.
No, where were you? Where were you sitting?
I was in the press box.
Yeah, but where?
Front row, like I always do.
Didn't even see you.
Yeah. May have been in the bathroom.
Maybe, but I mean, like, I ran back there like twice, but I had a lot of reads.
Yeah. Yeah, you were going pretty late afterwards too, because like we were on our way down to the press conference, and you were still reading stuff. So. Yeah,
they have a long set.
Yeah, they do. How's the rest of the weekend? How was Melee?
Fun, busy. Met Mark Coleman.
Okay.
Told me I did a good job.
Good.
I don't think he was just saying that to say that either, so that was cool.
And who is Mark Coleman?
Call Eddie right now. He'll tell you. Mark Coleman, bro, the first ever UFC heavyweight champion.
Oh, okay.
The UFC Hall of Famer.
Okay.
The only one out of two guys to ever win a Pride and UFC tournament. He was kind of like before Chuck Liddell.
Okay. All right.
I was gonna say. It's okay.
Sorry, I'm not that. I'll be honest. I'm not that familiar with.
Don't worry about it.
UFC history. So
I was gonna say I didn't know that until Sunday when they told me he was gonna present the belt, and then I did like a quick check through.
Okay, all right.
But that's what separates the pretenders from the contenders, from the wannabes to the professionals, is being able to get that information and retain it on the spot.
And that's why Eddie and Jordan do Fight Night.
Well, and that's why you pay me what I get paid to do those type of events.
There you go. Exactly.
Because I can make it up as we go.
Exactly. So, well, I'm glad it went well.
Yeah, good fights. I look forward, hoping that I get work for the next card. I'm not sure when that would happen, but hopefully they call me back.
Yeah.
You just never know in this business. I mean, people can say you do a good job. I felt that I did a good job. I mean, I could have been cleaner. So that, I always have improvements, but you just never know because it's not like a contract or anything like that.
Right. No, I get you. But yeah, that's good. So, as I said, we'll go through, recap the draft, the WWE Draft. We'll preview WWE Backlash. We'll also preview Inspire After Death. You're all gonna die up there. So should be a fun show. Let's see if we can make a little radio magic, shall we? Let's see. Do this.
I was gonna say, are we on the radio this week?
We are on the radio. Yeah, we should not have preemptions the rest of the year, outside of maybe a possible midweek.
Like they're not going to
baseball.
Host? Oh, what, like
for either Big 12 or NCAA tournaments.
Oh, okay.
So, but we should be done with preemptions for the rest of the week, rest of the year. So, all right, here we go.
This is Dakota Kai, and you're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
When they're not covering the sports world, they're talking about the world of professional wrestling.
It's Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
Now, with Justin Simmons, here's Stu Myrick.
It is Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. Stu Myrick, Justin Smash Simmons.
I thought I was going to get drafted to a different show.
Okay. Which show would draft you? I mean, you're already on Wagner Wire Sundays, 9 a.m. to noon Central.
You just never know. I thought we were having the Horn draft this week, but then I forgot. No, it was the Horn guys at Pluckers for the NFL draft.
Right? So yes, they were there. By the way, NFL draft happened. Cowboys, not like a blockbuster draft, but they filled some holes, so that's good.
You're not happy that they took the UT guy?
They did get DeMarion Overshown, the pride of ARP. ARP. It's actually that's in East Texas.
I was
near
going to
me.
say where. I was going to say how close is it
Up
to
in Northeast
Clearwater?
Texas.
Because I have
It's,
no clue where that's
It's
at.
probably within an hour.
I just have a feeling that had to be East Texas.
Yes, East Texas.
Sounded
from
like an East Texas
ARP
name.
to Austin to Arlington, Dallas.
Oh, and then
so yeah.
Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah, Deuce Vaughn. That was a cool moment.
mean,
Deuce Vaughn getting
played high school
drafted.
here.
Yeah, his dad is one of the scouts for the Cowboys, so his dad got to make the call. That was really cool.
I mean, but they need a running back, and I mean, like, man, perfect fit. I think.
Yeah, why not? Hope he becomes like the next Darren Sproles.
Yeah, me too.
By the way, from Kansas State. By the way, Anyway, so yeah, drafts all around. That includes the WWE Draft, which took place Friday on SmackDown and then Monday night on Raw. So the draft is complete. Now, as they told us, these rosters will take effect on Monday, May 8th. So next Monday after Backlash. There was, some notes. Interesting that you had Roman drafted to SmackDown and Cody drafted to Raw. So if Cody wants to finish the story with Roman, there's going to have to be a little bit of shenanigans with the whole brand split thing. But not saying it won't happen, but allegedly there's supposed to be Roman's supposed to be exclusive to SmackDown. So
I just like the fact that they at least kind of glossed over the fact that maybe Roman Reigns wins that title too.
Well, no, they can't because
Right now,
I guess I don't. You see, and that's the thing. They have not explained who is going to be in this quote tournament to crown the new World Heavyweight Champion.
Exactly. This is all build up, which I'm okay with.
So now, if they're not going to do that just for just to give it to Roman and have him carry 3 belts.
We don't know that. What about if he just shows up afterwards, or somebody wins Money in the Bank? Like, there's so many things that can happen that Money in the Bank can transcend.
Considering the fact, when Triple H introduced the belt, he said we need another champion besides Roman. It seems to indicate he won't be competing for the belt.
But I mean, it's not.
I'm not saying it won't
wrestling.
happen. It may not happen down the road, but
yeah, exactly. I'm just saying, like, it's sports.
and if it does, that'd just be even sillier that you created a whole new title just to give it to Roman again.
Well, before we jump into this whole WWE draft, did you see those reports where it was like, oh, Triple H is just finishing the booking on Vince's stuff, and then we're supposed to get like a whole new set of things after SummerSlam?
I don't pay too much attention to stories like that. I mean, yeah, I saw the reports. If you want to believe the talk around the campfire that Triple H is trying to tie up the stories that Vince wanted, and that it will be all Triple H's booking. Okay, sure. I guess the interesting thing, like I said, it'll be, would they give that World Heavyweight title to Cody? Which I can see how they do it, but there's something that tells me they don't. They're going to make him, I got a feeling they're going to find a way to make it Roman versus Cody, possibly at WrestleMania next year in Philadelphia. But we'll see.
I still don't even see that happening.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think it's Roman versus Rock.
See, I don't, and I get that, and I know that's been the desire for everybody. They want Roman versus Rock. Rock could get a movie deal in 6 months, or he may get tied up with the XFL, or.
But I mean, there have been talks that he's like done for like the production year, so he can train for this, particular event. And I was just thinking about it, Stu. WrestleMania is founded upon the entertainment factor. Of having the biggest stars possible.
I get it. And
it's just like, it's the 40th one.
I get it. I'm just not going to hold my breath on that one. Let's just say that. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. That's a year out. Some other notes. You got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn drafted to Raw. Now, as of Monday night, they are still billed as the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. So does that mean that only Raw teams can compete for those titles?
Probably, at least for right now, as is. Until
then the next question is, okay, does that mean we're going to get a belt split on that one?
Maybe. I think it's more plausible just to have a split as opposed to creating a new championship.
Yes, I agree. Which is what they should have done, with Roman. But we digress. Looks like we're going to have another belt swap, which is the silliest thing. You have Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion, drafted to SmackDown. And you have Rhea Ripley, the SmackDown Women's Champion, drafted to Raw. So, assuming they get out of Backlash with their titles intact, which I think, and we'll talk about Backlash here in just a bit, it's probably going to be a belt swap or something like that. And I heard, in fact, it was Mike Sempervive talking about it on Wrestling Observer Live. They need to change the names of those belts. They need to stop referring to them as Raw Champion, SmackDown Champion. Adopt the same names as the men's titles. Have one as a Universal Women's title. Have one as the Women's World title.
Yeah, I can see that.
That way
too.
you don't have to do these silly belt swaps. Because it's silly. It's stupid. So,
at least they thought about it, though.
There were several individuals that we did not hear about during the draft. Robert Roode, who's still recovering from injury. Big E, who I don't know when or even if he'll be cleared to wrestle. Two very prominent names, Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss.
As a team, separate?
Didn't hear about them either way.
Is Bliss out with injury too?
She was out with injury. She has recovered.
Just waiting.
I think just waiting on creative. Bray, there have been a myriad of stories about why he's out.
But there's also been talks that he's getting a new writer. Like they're setting up somebody specifically for him.
Which I just shake my head at it. It's like you're going to hire a writer specifically for Bray Wyatt. Why can't he just be a wrestler?
Because nobody wants to watch that, Stu. If we just wanted to see a wrestler, I go down to my local bar.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but that match at Royal Rumble, nobody wanted to watch that. That was silly.
Well, no.
So
people wanted to see him wrestle, but nobody wanted to see him wrestle in that match. That takes the character out of everything that it kind of represents because it was so commercialized.
It's fine. It's not for me. But yeah, no Bray, no Alexis, so we'll have to see if and or when they show up on one or both shows. Interesting, they had no faction split up, no tag team split up. And in fact, the factions and tag teams were considered one unit.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for instance, the Bloodline. Now, you did have Roman, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman as one unit, and the Usos as another unit. But you had, like, for instance, the Viking Raiders as a unit. You had Maximum Male Models as a unit.
Thankfully.
So the tag teams and such, they stayed intact.
I mean, you do realize.
I agree. Totally. I am a strong subscriber to Simon Miller's Goofy Wrestling for Life.
But
paradigm.
I mean, you know what this means, right? Since Maximum Male Models got to go as a unit,
yes,
we are going to get what I've been waiting for:
which
them
is
versus Pretty Deadly.
Oh God, yes. Oh damn, man, that's going
to be great. What about if they join forces and they become a faction?
Let's see.
I would. Totally...
no, Pretty Deadly's on Raw, on SmackDown.
What?
Maximum Male Models on Raw. I know.
Okay, well, how about this? The women's side of SmackDown is completely loaded.
I would say that. Yeah, they are.
You got what? Charlotte.
You got Charlotte Flair.
You got Asuka.
You got Damage Control. Asuka, Bianca Belair.
So that means Bayley, right?
You also have the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions.
Oh yeah,
Alba Fire, not in Isla Dawn. By the way, I counted up 16 total NXT wrestlers drafted.
That's a good amount.
That's more than they've had probably in the last 3 years.
But we're right at that point of time. I feel like there's a strong changeover in wrestling every 10 to 15 years because that's about as long as the top performers can stay on top, and then you start infusing.
Well, and we haven't really seen any call-ups the last couple of years.
That too.
We might see one or
help.
two. Yeah, the pandemic did not help, but yeah. So you had a bunch of people. You had Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, Pretty Deadly, Cameron Grimes, and Grayson Waller all going to SmackDown.
Those guys are perfect, especially Waller with the way he talks.
Yes.
He's ready.
Oh, he's fantastic. And then Indy Hartwell, who is the current NXT Women's Champion, Apollo Crews, Zoe Stark, J.D. McDonough, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, Indus Sher, Jinder Mahal, Veer Mahan and Sangha, and Odyssey Jones going to Monday Night Raw.
Now, see, when you were counting up those NXT call-ups, were you also including the people that were on the main roster sent back down and now being called back up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm counting Apollo Crews and Jinder Mahal.
So you
also have Von Wagner and Zion Quinn as free agents.
Okay, so let's say
which the whole free agent thing. Look, I get Brock Lesnar, sure, Omos, they want him to be the current day Andre. Okay, fine. But you got Mustafa Ali, Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander, and Elias as well that can appear on either brand.
I mean, character-wise, though, that's not too bad. Like, to see that they have that many people extra.
There's no rhyme or reason to it, in other words.
They don't have anything for them.
I think that's that's the translation. We got no creative for you yet. So, but yeah, it's gonna look interesting. Again, these rosters take effect next Monday, so after Backlash. And by the way, the draft was not limited to just the talent in the ring. The ring announcers got switched. So Samantha Irvin, who's been on SmackDown, she's going to Raw. And then Mike Rome, who has been on Raw, is going to SmackDown. So now, pull the curtain back a little bit. Samantha Irvin is in a relationship. I think they may even be engaged with Ricochet, and of course Ricochet is going to be on SmackDown alongside Braun Strowman. Or excuse me, Raw. Samantha Irvin's going to Raw, and so in Ricochet along with Braun Strowman will be on Raw. So you keep the couple together. So just like you have Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae, who are they're both on Raw as well.
I was gonna say, was Gargano even drafted?
Yes, he was in the picks that happened on Raw Talk, the show after Monday Night Raw.
Oh,
yes,
didn't even realize that was a thing.
Yes, they also had picks happening on SmackDown Lowdown on Friday. Well, technically Saturday morning. It's recorded Friday night. So, but yeah, so those. As I said, those rosters in effect. Rest of it, like I said, we'll see how long this brand split lasts. It would not shock me in the least to see a crossover happening, I'd say this fall. I'm going to say this fall, though. We'll see,
No, it'll go until Survivor Series.
That'll be this fall.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I mean, to give you a better idea of how late it will go into.
I'd say it'll have nothing to do with Survivor Series.
Oh, I think it totally has everything to do with Survivor
I
Series.
hope to God they don't do the brand versus brand either.
That's what you're going to get at War Games, and then something big is going to be on the line.
See, that's stupid. They did great this past Survivor Series, not drawing on brands, but we'll see. But anyway, so yeah, that's the draft. But before the draft, we have WWE Backlash happening this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. You'll be on Peacock, coming to us from the Coliseo de Puerto Rico in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Pretty
Not
good,
bad.
too. Pretty good.
You have 3 title matches. The triple threat match for the United States Championship, Austin Theory defending against Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed. You've got Bianca Belair defending the Raw Women's title against Io Sky. Rhea Ripley defending the SmackDown Women's title against Zelina Vega. Any of those 3 champions lose their title.
Maybe Austin Theory, but the other 2, no.
I'm saying none of them. I think they all walk out of there with their titles intact. Austin Theory definitely has the biggest chance because you got Bronson Reed and Bobby Lashley, but I think Austin Theory finds a squirrely way to.
Where's the Intercontinental Champion at right now?
He's not on this card.
No, but where's Gunther?
Gunther will be on Raw,
Right. Okay.
and Austin Theory will be on SmackDown.
Okay.
So
I guess you can keep it then.
yeah, so Seth Rollins facing Omos. When that match was announced, I was like, "What?" But the more I think about it, the more I am somewhat interested in seeing that one.
Oh, of course, because it's Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Seth freaking Rollins. You got to write the freaking part on here. Yeah.
No, he told me we don't have to use freaking.
Are you serious?
Yes, I have the video. It's on YouTube.
I mean, I really feel like we're
He
doing
told
him
me
a
of-
disservice there.
He told me in Phoenix.
But yeah, I mean,
I get the feeling Seth's going to come out. Well, I think Seth will come out of there with a win, but it wouldn't shock me if he doesn't.
I think it'd just be a DQ.
Could be.
But I mean, think of it this way: it's kind of like the modern day Shawn Michaels versus Diesel.
Yeah, probably right.
And I mean, if Seth Rollins is that guy, he can make any match good.
Which he's talented enough he can. So, 6-man tag. You got Matt Riddle along with the tag team champions Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn taking on Solo Sikoa and the Usos. Are we gonna finally see the Usos lose and get further knocked down the bloodlines pecking order list, whatever? I'm not sure it's going to be boot them out, but I just get the feeling Usos are they're gonna lose, and
Oh, I thought they were gonna win.
I don't think so. I don't think. I think. I mean, it could happen, but something tells me they don't.
I just thought there would be some underhandedness that gets them the victory.
Yeah, maybe. In a San Juan street fight, Damian Priest taking on Bad Bunny. Now, when they were talking about this match on Raw, God bless Corey Graves. He had the audacity to invoke the memories of the matches between Carlos Colon and Abdullah the Butcher in Puerto Rico, which were bloodbaths.
Yeah, but I mean,
This ain't going to be. This ain't going. I mean, there'll be some some hard hitting and stuff, but this isn't no Abdullah stabbing you with a fork 40 times.
No, but it doesn't have to be. And
No, it could be entertaining.
But I made the same allusion to that very reference on this show last week.
Yeah, but it's
because
just
I
not
even
going
said
to
it was like, oh, it's a callback to the old days, and obviously you can't go as far, not under their banner.
No, not under there. That's for sure.
But this is as close as it can get. Again, it's just a tribute. It's not the
Yeah,
exact thing.
and that's good. They want to pay tribute.
And to have two guys, from Puerto Rico getting a chance to do this on their home
I don't
soil.
think I know. Obviously,
Bad Bunny is, but I'm not sure where Damian Priest is. I think he's from the Bronx or somewhere from New York, but
Well, apparently he is.
Okay.
He is at least of Puerto Rican heritage.
Oh, easily. I mean, he wears the flag on.
Yeah, I want to say he may be from, or at least his family's from Puerto Rico.
Okay, it says Puerto Rican descent.
Yeah. So anyway, it should be a fun match. We'll see how it goes.
But from New York.
And then what will likely be the main event: Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar. And I really don't know how to feel about this one. I don't know which way this one's going to go.
Well, what
has to happen?
Mm-hmm.
What do you say?
Well, I mean, the reason I ask you is because I'm like, well, Brock Lesnar probably isn't going to lose. But then again, he's put people over before. And
He has put people over before.
And this would kind of be like, again, this is like defeating one of those final bosses types. If Cody comes out with a win here, that's crazy. I mean, that's still a really huge victory.
I don't know. I don't know if it's as big as it used to be.
Oh, no. It's
because we've
big.
seen Brock put people over. And I think that's why it's not as – it's still a big deal, but it's not like, monumental.
No, my friend. Did you see the crowd at Fort Worth about this, that angle on Monday night? No,
they're hot for Cody. I mean, we've seen that a lot. And of course they're going to be hot for Cody. His last name's Rhodes.
Yeah, but they're not just hot for Cody, they're hot for Brock. And
no, they were hot for Cody.
Oh.
They were booing Brock.
Yeah, that's the respect.
But I'm saying they're hot for Cody. But I'm not saying it's not going to be. It's not the.
This crowd in Puerto Rico is going to make us rethink this whole thing because that crowd's going to be lit the entire night, and they're going to be ballistic for this main event.
They could, and that's fine. I just don't know.
Shows.
But for okay, let's take about 20% off that. This is Backlash. We're not talking about one of the big pay-per-views.
No,
this is one of their B pay-per-views.
Admittedly,
just
yes.
to further a story.
Understandably, yes. But this is the story that they're trying to
right,
further.
and I get that. I'm just saying to go
it's like,
further.
do you like Cody or not?
To go further, do you have Cody win or do you have Brock win and have Cody struggle even more?
I feel like, the depression makes the best out of a wrestler, right? So he should lose.
We'll see. That is WWE Backlash this Saturday.
So who wins?
Mission. I don't know. I don't know.
Somebody, Stu.
I don't know.
You gave
okay,
us
I'll
no
say
picks.
Cody just for the sake of
okay
being different. Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, WWE Backlash on Peacock from San Juan, Puerto Rico. A couple other notes. AEW. Their pre-sale for All In at Wembley Stadium in London started on Tuesday. If you're watching us on YouTube and Twitch, that means this morning. They have sold, I have over 35,000. It's actually, Tony Khan, 36,000 tickets pre-sale.
That doesn't surprise me.
That's good, but that's good. That's very good. For a card that is over 3 months away and we have no idea what's going to be on the card, that's really good. So,
yeah, but this is like
congratulations.
But this is like a WrestleMania for the Brits.
Right, yeah, I'm just saying. It's a good that's a good showing. And the general public ticket sales I think start on Friday. We'll see how many more get sold just in the next week or so.
I think they do massive numbers.
We'll see. Real quick, speaking of AEW, Dynamite Rampage coming to the Moody Center here in Austin on May 17th as they get ready for Double or Nothing. Tickets are available via AEWTIX.com. Or you can win a pair. Go to HornFM.com, go to the contest page, and you will see how you can win tickets. Go see AEW Dynamite and Rampage on Wednesday, May 17th at the Moody Center. By the way, next week on the show, I'm scheduled to talk to the one and only Adam Cole. So stay tuned for that. Coming up after the break, we will preview Inspire After Death. You're all gonna die up there. That's next on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. Sorry, I was just trying to get out of there, and so we went almost 26 minutes on that, but that's okay. So, all right, yeah, just for the sake of, I'll say Omos, Riddle and the Champs, Theory, Belair, Ripley, Bad Bunny, and Cody. There we go. Those are my winners. So, just saw JD McDonough get a win over Dragon Lee as he is about to head to
SmackDown, I believe.
Nope, Raw.
Oh, good for him.
Heading to Raw. So,
we didn't even talk about the best part of Raw.
Which was?
The Judgment Day, and specifically Dominic.
Oh, good Lord. That, in fact, so apparently, the end of the show, notice how it was kind of hurried there. They, the run in, and then they, apparently that's because the Judgment Day segment went long because the crowd would not stop booing Dominic.
Exactly.
Which, that's funny. That's fantastic. I mean, kudos to Dom, and that's just, I was laughing. It was pretty cool.
I mean,
that was funny.
Kudos to the crowd for bringing it like that.
That was funny.
They didn't have to, but they wanted
to. They were letting him have it. It was funny.
Yeah, like he legitimately tried to cut him off twice.
Yeah,
and he still couldn't get past him. I was just
know.
like, oh wow, they really hate you.
Jeez,
they really hate you.
I mean, that is.
But it's like, it doesn't feel like it's X-Pac heat. It feels like
this is like
the perfect storyline. Like, man, we just hate you because Rey Mysterio is a legend.
I mean, I've even seen a few whispers about today, biggest heel, Dominic Mysterio or MJF.
It might be Prison Dom. I'm not gonna lie.
I think I might agree with you.
Every time he calls him my deadbeat dad, in the way he changes his tone of voice,
they let him have it.
Oh my!
It's funny.
It's like, man, he's gotten so good on the mic.
He is. He's really good.
But you could tell he had the lines that he wanted to say, and he kept on trying to go through it, and the crowd just wasn't.
Yeah.
But you think this whole is this writer strike going to affect WWE?
That's a good question. So, for those of you on YouTube, Twitch, so if you don't know, the Writers Guild of America is on strike as of this morning. They're looking for, higher wages. Last time this happened was like 07, 08, I believe.
15 years ago.
Yeah. And a bunch of shows had to basically go dark, especially the late nights, like Tonight Show and Late Night and all that, because obviously those shows rely tremendously on writers, and the writers aren't working well. And they've said that the Tonight Show, Late Night, Late Show,
SNL,
Saturday Night Live, they're going dark because the writers are on strike. They can't get so. Does that affect wrestling? And that's a good question. I don't think it affects. Well, does it affect WWE?
I mean, wouldn't it affect AEW? Don't they have writers?
I don't think it would be that big of a deal with AEW or Ring of Honor or Impact because I don't think they rely on writers as much as WWE does.
Like, my concern is it's just like what's going to become popular after this, because last time this happened, that's when we had like the whole influx of reality television.
Yep. Had to do reality TV because
people could make things for cheaper, and it was all unscripted. And it's like, okay, now, and I understand the writers got to protect themselves because you have this AI
Yeah.
You need streaming rights because streaming's a huge thing now.
Yeah.
That's something that they had really planned for.
That's
even the last one.
that's another part of this is the streaming with the different streaming services and such.
But I'm not sure if they're under the guild.
I don't know. Something tells me no.
You think they're just like?
I think it's separate. Because I would think if you have those writers under the Writers Guild, that means the wrestlers should have their SAG cards.
They should actually. I really feel that they should.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've all know that it's sports entertainment. It's openly called sports entertainment.
Yes.
These people act in movies. Does Miz
it's possible.
Does Miz have his card?
I'm sure he does.
Right? You think he would have an actual SAG
He's got
card?
he's got movie credits. Sure. So anyway. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know how that's going to affect. All right, let's preview Inspire. YouTube, Twitch, we'll be right back. Back here on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling, Stu Myrick, Justin the Smash Simmons. Effie is he's one of the best. He really is. He's just a great talent and just a fantastic individual. He has, of course, been in the Inspire ring many times. Former Inspire champion. Well, Inspire After Death has You're All Gonna Die Up There. What an ominous title for a show.
Well, I mean, I didn't come up with it.
No, it is.
Don't look at me.
It is this Sunday. We will be at the Empire Control Room and Garage, 606 East 7th Street in downtown Austin. Bell time, 6 p.m. Central. And, of course, I will be there on commentary with my partner, the Kingpin, Kenny Cross.
Now, I do have to ask you,
yes.
How is it weather-wise when it does rain there?
That's going to be interesting because now the ring area, yes, the ring area is covered.
Okay,
there is a cover,
so they can perform more than likely.
We got to make sure we're covered because I ain't getting my stuff wet.
I mean, don't wear your good suit.
There is weather forecasted for Sunday. I think we will be okay because I think the weather is supposed to end sometime around mid-afternoon. So we should be fine. By bell time, should be pleasant. Should be a great night. Again, I tell you what, the two shows that we have had at Empire have both just been fantastic. There is a vibe there that we couldn't create at Pinballs. And Pinballs was a fine location. They just, it didn't allow for a big crowd like Empire does. So...
Well, yeah, because, I mean, you guys were already selling out. It was standing room only pretty much at Pinballs. So how many more people are getting fit into this place? Like double?
Oh, I know we can go 200 to 300 at least.
Nice.
So the card looks like this. The main event in a death match for the Pure Prestige Championship, Dmitry Alexandrov defending against one of the best deathmatch wrestlers on the scene, Casanova Valentine. Now, I got to call a match of his. We did the Super Bowl shows in Atlanta a few years ago. This dude, there is not an implement that he is afraid to use. He loves using this thing called a garden weasel. Do you know what a garden weasel is?
I want to say I do, but I really can't picture it.
Basically, it's got a long handle, and it's just a wheel with spikes that jut out from it at least a couple inches.
Oh, to break up the soil
Yeah.
and stuff. That's right.
He will use that on a human.
I mean, the thing is, it's just like, does he travel with this?
I think he does.
Does he buy one in every state or every city he goes to? Does he have to go find like a Lowe's? Just the questions I have as being a wrestler sometimes.
Well, it's kind of like I'm there with you, but anyway, he loves to use that. So anyway, that's going to be for the Pure Prestige title. For the Inspire Pro Championship, Rachel Rose defending against Danny B. Again, two of the best women on the independent scene, especially here in the state of Texas. You have Great Scott defending the undefinable championship against Will Allday. They have been going back and forth. Will Allday won the title from Great Scott. Great Scott won the title from Will Allday. So this is kind of a rubber match, so to speak. So we'll see how that goes. You've got the Camachos, Onyx and Eric, who are the current Twin Dragon Connection Tag Team Champions. They will defend those titles against the Dream Warriors, Zeke Rose and Space Tiger Jr. Meanwhile, you'll have a match to determine the number one contender for those Twin Dragon titles, Fly Death, the former champions, taking on Superiority Complex, Stephen Wolf, and Exodus Prime. Interesting match there because while Wolf and Prime make a great team, they're still having some issues with gelling. Mm-hmm. they're both they've been going after. They've been a team since I believe January.
So they're like the mega powers?
It's one of those, it's like the two that you don't expect to see team together, they're going to team together. So, and they've had some success.
So it's like the Rock and Sock?
A little bit.
Or is it like Edge and RKO?
I'd say Rock and Sock. Yeah. So now this match, this one is going to be probably one of my favorites. You have the bounty hunter, Brian Keith, who is one of the hottest names on the independent scene all over the globe, practically, facing Brick Savage. Brick Savage is a beast. This is going to be one of those matches. They are just going to beat the ever-loving snot out of each other, and it's going to be beautiful. I think it's going to be such a cool match.
Is this going to be one of those tape trading classics, you think? I
think it could. I really do. Brick Savage has been one of those guys, ever since the first time I saw him, he has that look. He's thick, he's menacing. He is just he's got ill intentions all the way down. and then Brian Keith, he will take punishment and then dole it out even more. So should be a fun match. You have Houston Hendricks and Curry Wright taking on Prince Adam and Pistolero in a tag team match. Houston Hendricks, I believe, has graduated from AAPW. He is, or at least last time I saw him, he was their America's champion, I believe. He's one that teamed up with Jay Lethal when Jay Lethal came.
Okay.
So, and Houston had a great showing. Curry Wright, the same, out of the DFW area. I think he's from DFW All Pro. Has a real great technician in the ring. So that should be a fun match. Women's action got Alejandra Lyon and Emmy Camacho facing off against each other. A name from the past, Evangelistico, who is known. He is with the St. Louis Anarchy Wrestling Group, but back in the day, wrestled in Inspire a lot. In fact, he was with his. He was part of the Submission Squad back in the day. Anyway, he is teaming up with Culture Shock group, again, born out of AAPW. They will take on T. Ray Watford, Don Rodrigo, and Mel 5KKKKK from the Born Haters, and a mystery partner.
I'm glad to see Don Rodrigo back.
Oh, yeah. They're great. The mystery partner, have no clue who it is. And if you're wondering, so you only have two of the Born Haters. Matt the Wrestler is going to be involved in an N64 gauntlet to crown the new face of Inspire After Death. So, I'm hoping this is the case, that after losing in the casket match, Teflon John is no longer Mr. Inspire. So now we have to have a new Mr. Inspire. Of course, Steve Orino is no longer around, so we got to crown a new Mr. Inspire.
Yeah,
so
that's weird.
That's the reason for the N64 Gauntlet. As I said, Matt the Wrestler is a part of it. I think Santa Shivas is part of it. I'm trying to think of who else. There's some others. Anyway,
do you already know who the mystery partner is going to be, Stu?
I don't.
You really don't?
I have no clue.
You don't think it's going to be Leva Bates?
That would be fun. That would be fantastic.
I could see that happening. That would be really cool.
In a heartbeat.
I don't want to build it up like that, obviously.
I don't think it's going to be Leva. I would love to see Leva Bates, but it's not. I don't think it's her.
Okay, I didn't want
But
you to
I
have
don't
to
know
spill
who
it if you couldn't say anything.
But yeah, I really don't know who it is.
Okay, I didn't want to put you on the fence and
No,
be like,
no.
"Oh no, you just shut up, don't say anything. Come on." No,
Yeah.
it's like, okay. No,
So yeah,
I just wanted to speculate.
10 matches total. This, as I've said, if you have not been to an Inspire show, it has a personality of its own. We have a great, solid core group of fans, but a lot of people come out and check it out. Look, Inspire's been around. I think we are now at 10 years, and I've been lucky enough to be with them for 7 of those 10 years. Inspire always puts on great cards, and this one is no exception. So make sure you make it out to Empire Control Room for You're All Gonna Die Up There, Sunday, 6 p.m. Central, at the Empire Control Room and Garage, 606 East 7th Street, downtown Austin. Inspire After Death. As I said, I will be there providing commentary with my partner, the Kingpin, Kenny Cross. Should be a lot of fun, and of course you can, if you don't see it then, you can catch the card later on Independent Wrestling TV. Also, we've restarted the Wrestle Explosion series on YouTube, so go to Inspire After Death YouTube channel and you can see those shows.
Real quick, Stu. So
yes.
with the shows being held here at Empire Control Room now, do you feel that like the wrestlers can do everything that they want to do?
Yes.
Like they're not like, have their hands tied by the establishment, so to speak.
No, you don't. Now we try to ask them. We do ask to limit the number of chairs that get destroyed and stuff like that.
Yeah, because those deposits are expensive.
We have to pay for those. But
like, chairs are expensive, y'all.
You don't have a ceiling. So if you want to do something off the top rope, you don't have to worry about hitting the ceiling.
Yeah.
It's outside of that and outside of, like I said.
But you know how they used to run across the street from St. Edwards, and it was like,
Austin Sports Complex.
Okay, it's like you could have a hardcore match, but you kind of had
which we did. Steve Orino, Matthew Palmer.
It was a good one, but even the kitchen sink was out there. But you can tell all the concern was like, don't scratch the floor, don't scratch the floor.
Yeah, because you're on a basketball court.
Don't mess up this chair, please.
We don't have to worry about it. Like I say, we try to limit the number of chairs that get destroyed, and the death match with Valentine and Alexandrov. That could be.
And that's why I'm saying, like, this death match can get pretty.
Yeah.
It sounds like it might be
They
pretty
had
intense. Honestly,
the 5-way a couple months ago where Dimitri won the title. Now Joey Janela was in town for that one.
So the big question is, like, since you have to sit close, like, you already know don't wear white. So you take like a poncho or like how do you?
Luckily, if we are in our usual spot, the commentary sits ways away, so we don't usually have to worry about splatter.
I don't know. This sounds like the type of match where they might come towards you all.
I hope not.
They probably will, Stu. I'm just
no,
saying,
because I don't want my stuff getting busted up. That's why.
No, I won't get busted up. It just could be bled all over.
Yeah, well, let's try not to do that. So. Coming back after the break, I'll let you know what's happening in Texas independent wrestling. Plus, got a few other notes before we get out of here. You're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. Man. Danny Palmer won her debut match. I forget who Danny Palmer is.
Like, you say that, check the tape 5 years later. Oh, new Raw champion.
There you go. Chase U.
So we're still doing this Chase U thing?
Still doing the Chase U thing.
Is the Chase U thing over? Like,
no.
Not like
no,
like
because
over.
they won their match, so they're still
that's
Chase
not,
U.
That's not the over I was asking.
Oh, are they over? Oh, yes, they
Okay,
are over.
Still
yes.
over. Gotcha.
Yes.
It's like most of the time I watch this with just like a glance. So
I'm there with you. Look up every now and again just to see, oh, hey. So.
But I mean, like, were you surprised on who they kept in NXT? Like Diamond Mine, both
I was
Breaker
surprised.
and,
Yeah, I was
and
surprised Braun
Hayes.
Breaker didn't get called up.
I'm trying to think of who else. Oh, Briggs, Jensen.
No, they're not. They're not ready. Who else?
I'm trying to think of who else has been there for a little while that I figured that they would have gotten called up too. I think Diamond Mine was like the big one though. For me.
Yeah,
At least the Creed.
Actually,
brothers.
Creed Brothers a little surprised they didn't get called up.
Yeah, because those guys have done some good matches. I was like, oh, they would have been perfect. But I guess they don't. Maybe they have bigger plans for them.
Or it could be they just, they got to keep some of the talent. They're taking up, we see Katana Chance, Caden Carter. They're about to have a match. So they're going to face Fire and Dawn for the tag titles. But both teams are going to.
Well, they're going up at least to the main roster.
They're going up. They are. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So Fire and Dawn going to SmackDown and Chance and Carter going to Raw.
Okay, but admittedly, that does fill a need that the WWE has desperately needed for a while, and is having women for the tag championships that they have had on their main shows.
I agree. But that also means that at least for the very, very near future, your NXT women's champions are going to be on the main roster.
Yes.
Until they get somebody to take those titles off of them.
Which probably comes in a couple of months.
It's possible.
But
It is possible.
But I mean, the thing is that not everybody. Like,
by the way, Kentucky Derby's this Saturday.
Cinco de Mayo this Saturday.
Well, I kind of grew up in Hot Springs, Arkansas. So I used to stand in the back fence of Oaklawn Park, see the horse races. So
nah, man, like that's not even a thing that was available to me. Like horse racing is just like okay.
Yeah.
Never even considered. I would like to go to the Kentucky Derby.
Even went last year when my brother and I were at the cabin and decided to drive to Hot Springs and spent a day at Oaklawn, watch a couple races, and it's now like a resort casino hotel thing. Used to just be the horse racing track, and now it's totally different.
I mean, nothing can survive. Well, was it at the time? Was that the only type of gambling that was allowed in the state, or something like
just
that?
about.
Because I mean, like that's the whole reason why they had to transform, is because once gambling was made legal, like you had to
take
compete.
advantage of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Or people will go to Louisiana.
Yeah.
Or Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Kind of like what they're doing with, people from Texas. So, all right, let's see. We got there. Boy. All right, we're going to make this one short. Oh boy. Here we go. All right, let's do this last one. Back here on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling, Stu Myrick, Justin the Smash Simmons. Got a few cards to let you know about in independent wrestling around the state of Texas. We will start with the Premier Wrestling Federation presenting their 3-year anniversary show Saturday at the Houston Premier Arena. Bell time, 7 p.m. Central. Ninja Mac will be there. Aaron Mercer, J.J. Blake, Chris Carter, and more. That's Premier Wrestling Federation this Saturday in Houston. Branded Outlaw Wrestling presents Hot Mess in May. Saturday at the Woodlawn Gym in San Antonio. Bell time, 7 p.m. Central. Chase Owens will be there. Rodney Mack, Remedy, Harley Jane, the current Rhodes Wrestling Academy Women's Champion, will be there. El Rayo, and more. That's Branded Outlaw Wrestling this Saturday in San Antonio. And DFWL Pro Wrestling presents Shut Up and Fight Sunday at the Hideout in North Richland Hills. Bell time, 5 p.m. Central. Slim 7, LC Mox, Big Said, Bo Amir, and more. That's DFW All Pro Wrestling this Sunday in North Richland Hills, and that's a look at independent wrestling around the area. Wherever you may be, go out and support independent wrestling. Couple of notes. You heard us talk about Leva Bates. She has announced on social media that her contract with AEW has expired. She has thanked AEW for the experience. 4 years. She was one of the originals. Look, Leva Bates is not only a wonderful wrestler, she is a fantastic person. We've gotten to know her over the years, going all the way back. We first met her at the first Wrestle Circus show. And so we know Leva will find a footing somewhere, so just wishing her all the best as she goes forward in her career. Congratulations to Gunther, the current Intercontinental Champion. He got married. Married NXT UK star Jenny. And the picture on Gunther's Instagram, he and his new bride are walking through this plaza, and Gunther has the biggest smile on his face. I mean, probably the first time I've ever seen him smile.
I mean, he's a big dude. It's going to be a big smile.
Yeah, but the first time you ever seen him smile. So, but congratulations, Gunther, on the nuptials. Congratulations also go out to Carmella and Corey Graves. They are expecting a baby. So, congratulations to them. Carmella had a wonderful video where she tells her stepkids, hey, you're going to have a brother or sister coming. So, that's great to hear. So, we probably won't see Carmella in the ring for at least the next, 9 months. Richard Holiday, formerly of Major League Wrestling, at one time was in Dynasty with MJF. He has announced that his cancer is in remission. So great news for him. He is taking independent bookings, so hopefully see him in a independent ring somewhere soon. And here's something just off the wall. So Charlotte Flair, 14 world championships, one of the most decorated in WWE. Well, according to this report from Fightful, she has decided to take over another sport, cornhole. She is going to compete in the American Cornhole League Super Hole 4 event in Miami this coming Saturday. You'll be taped for ESPN. I only say it because I have friends that are in a cornhole league here in Austin. The thought of the Queen standing at a cornhole board with the bags. That just gets me. I'm sorry. That's funny.
I think she dominates though.
If she can find the right groove, if she can,
She's a natural athlete.
You got to have that groove, though. It's a competitive.
She used to be a
deal,
volleyball player. I think she's got this.
I think so. We'll see. Anyway, that'll be again this Saturday, the American Cornhole League Super Hole 4 event in Miami. So that'll do it for this week's Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. You can follow Justin Smash Simmons on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at The Smash Simmons. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Stu Myrick. That's STEWMYRICK. You can follow the show on Twitter and Twitch at SGTWATX. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. We live stream on YouTube and Twitch most Tuesday nights, 7:30 p.m. Central. You can also catch us Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. Central on the flagship radio station for University of Texas Athletics. We are The Horn, 104.9, 101.9 FM, and AM 1260. Or you can catch us anytime on demand by either going to hornfm.com and click on the on-air tab, or by subscribing to us on your favorite podcast provider. Make sure you rate and review us while you're there. For Justin, I'm Stu. Thank you so much for giving us a little bit of your time. Have a great rest of your week. We will see you at the matches.
Goodbye and good night. Bang!
And there we go. Meanwhile, we have the NXT Women's Tag Titles up for grabs.
Yeah, I was trying to point to you, but you were too busy reading. They were showing earlier.
Von Wagner and
Yeah,
Mr. Stone.
But he was looking through the picture book, and they were making references to his dad. Is that the first time they acknowledged that that's his dad? Besides, like, in just kind of like in passing when he first started?
I'd have to hear it to see if they actually acknowledge.
I mean, they show pictures of his dad as a Beverly brother, and then
Okay,
they're
so
referring
they
to
did
like
show that.
they're referring to like SummerSlam '92,
Okay.
and then they showed pictures of him as a baby.
All right.
But I was just like, I couldn't hear what they're saying,
Interesting.
obviously, so I wasn't sure if they were saying like, oh yeah, that was my dad, you know,
Huh.
or something to that effect.
Exactly. I'd have to hear it, but I would guess so. Maybe that would be the first time they've.
But besides, you know, very early on, like when he first started, and then like in the articles when they signed him, I can't recall them ever referencing him being
I don't
the
know.
son of a Beverly.
Yeah, I don't know. I forget which one is it. It's not.
I couldn't tell you which Beverly brother he's supposed to be. He's either Bo or what's the other one's name?
Well, I think it's the other one, and it's the guy that he was also in.
Enos?
Mike Enos.
Was he a Beverly brother? I mean,
I believe
obviously,
so.
I think he just went by a different name, obviously, you know.
Dadgummit, now I'm gonna look. Okay.
I mean, I think my favorite tag team from that era, like from the whole Jim Cornette experience, was probably Tom Pritchard and what was that guy's name?
Gigolo.
Jimmy Del Rey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
The
those
New
guys-
Midnight Express.
Yeah, they were good. I like them.
Bloom.
Yeah, Mike Bloom.
Mike Bloom.
But which one is he? Oh, that's his real name. Got it. He's Bo Beverly, right?
Yes, he was Bo.
Yeah.
Wayne Bloom.
Wayne. Bloom.
Yes.
Okay.
Best known for appearances with the AWA and WCW.
Oh, was he in AWA? Okay.
He was in AWA. Towards the end, 88 to 91.
Oh, no wonder. I was like, I don't recall
Yeah.
watching those years.
Trained by Eddie Sharkey. He did team with Mike Enos as the Destruction Crew.
Okay. Yeah, I know they
In the
tagged teamed
AWA.
at some point. Okay.
They challenged Ken Patera and Brad Rangans for the AWA World Tag Titles.
Ken Patera and Brad Reagans
Yep.
in the 80s? Oh, wow. That means that they were on their last legs.
1990, they joined WCW. Wrestled under masks as the Minnesota Wrecking Crew 2 and were managed by Ole Anderson.
That must have been Bill Watts times, huh?
I think so, actually.
That sounds
Yeah.
like a Bill Watts idea. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like, Dr. Death was probably there too, right? At that same time period.
But yeah, that's.
You know the band Style Council?
Sounds familiar.
It's from like your time, so I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've become infatuated with this song called
Okay.
Hot Long Summer.
I tell you, speaking of infatuations, I have gotten obsessed with. I think I've told you about Letterkenny on Hulu. I am obsessed with it. I have watched the whole series at least. I think maybe 10 times.
Really? That good?
I just can't get enough of it. It is.
What's so good about it?
It's dry humor. It is.
Okay.
It is so quotable.
Okay. I'll give it a shot.
Just fantastic. By the way, in fact, during the NFL draft, I think it was the 4th round.
Mm-hmm.
So Tyler Johnston, who ironically plays Stuart,
Yeah.
or Sturt on the show. Sturt is a skid who does drugs and stuff. Tyler Johnson got to announce a Seahawks draft pick.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was like when I saw, that's Sturt. So yeah, it's Sturt and Rold, who is gay on the show.
Yeah.
He may be gay in real life. And Rold, Sturt, I think, is straight because he's had, on the show he has sex with multiple women. Rold keeps wanting to get with Stewart.
Oh, okay.
It's really funny. So, and Stewart and Rold is kind of like Stewart's lackey.
Yeah, yeah.
So
that's what it sounds
it's
like.
fantastic. It's I don't know why. I love the show. I think it's just
it just is.
It is quotable as all get out.
You make it sound like pro wrestling. It's like I don't know why. I can't tell you why it's good.
It just is. The quotes, pitter patter, let's get at her. They do use a lot of profanity. So, like for instance, one of their primary rules: you don't F with tradition. What's the other one? They also drink a lot of beer and smoke a lot of cigarettes. Or darts.
Oh, yeah.
They call cigarettes darts.
Oh,
I have a dart. But it's just, I said, just fantastic.
I've heard them called lung darts before.
They also don't like the D-gens from upcountry. So.
All right. Well, at some point, I'll have to check
it's funny, and I know it's not for everybody, but I love it.
No, I've heard about it. I mean, people have talked about like you talk about it. I'm just all like, oh, I just haven't been. I don't really sit down and watch things, so I'm just all like, oh. But like, if I do try something new on a whim, at least I know that's something that I might like.
Right.
Yeah. But then again, I liked Eastbound and Down, and I never thought I was going to like that. So, yeah, and I like It's Always Sunny, so...
Yeah.
It sounds like I'd be kind of like in the same realm.
Yeah, I think so.
So what else you got going on this weekend?
Cooking out at camp. Got
Already?
Boy Scout stuff, yeah, so head out Friday, probably around lunchtime, and smoking.
My government dollars are paying for you to do is take breaks, long lunches.
We don't pay sales income tax in the state of Texas, right? Sales tax, yes, but
I was like, well, that 8.25%, where is that going?
Well, considering the fact I have a bunch of vacations saved up, I can
I know
take
you should have
a day
already
off.
Retired already.
Yes, and I'm eligible for retirement.
And then you can.
So I'll be going. Yes, I'll be going out to Bastrop to cook. We will be smoking briskets and pork butt and chicken.
No darts.
No darts. I've even gotten I even ordered a brisket.
Damn.
So
chicken though, that's a new one. I've never seen you guys do the chicken.
Oh yeah, we do chicken all the time. Yeah, We almost never have any left. That's the thing.
Okay, that would explain it.
So,
I was like, if I knew I had to put my order in today, I would have stopped by HEB.
So yeah, we'll do that this weekend, and then come home Sunday mid-morning, and then rest up, and then head for Inspire. So.
Yeah, that sounded like my last weekend, but that's what I signed up for, I guess. I mean, if I was a pro wrestler, I mean, the travel schedule would be pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason why I can tolerate it.
I didn't make it to Red Bastien Shootout.
Well, no, now that I think about it, I was like, yeah, if I saw you at Austin FC, there's no way that you went to Fort Worth.
From the pictures I saw, I guess it was a good time.
That's good.
JBL was there.
Oh, dang.
Eric Embry was there.
Oh, wow.
Who else? Steve Simpson was there.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to see that, that it means something to even like those guys
All right. Fire and Dawn keep the tag titles as they head to, what'd I say, SmackDown?
But I mean, I'm glad that those, guys of that type of stature that had, good success in the industry, still remember
Missy Hyatt was there.
Apparently. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
We just talked about Hyatt International or whatever it was called. But like, it just always kind of just like, okay, these guys, even though when they became famous or they made some money in this industry, they never really forgot where they came from.
Yeah, that's true.
Like JBL could be, way more JBL-ish if he wants to be.
I think JBL's got a lot of friends in the, a lot of the folks, the older.
Well, yeah, because he's like an old style guy.
Yeah.
He had that whole Justin Hawk Bradshaw thing that he was kind of like working through on the scene before he got the call up, and he just seems like he would have been a perfect territory guy.
I think he would have been.
Like just his demeanor and
definitely an old school guy.
Yeah, that's why I can see him getting along, with the guys that we met that were just like old school.
Yeah.
But man, what's funny? I saw some. You remember how ESPN used to show World Class, but they wouldn't show just the show. They would show like a highlight package, kind of sort of like World Class Classics or something like that. I can't remember what it was called. And it would be like what's his name, the ring announcer, just being like, "Hi, we're here. We're going to be taking a look at this match here this week."
I know
Mark
at one time it
Lawrence.
was Mark Lawrence. Yeah.
Yeah. He'd be like, "Hello, and welcome. We're here at the Reunion Arena. No wrestling going on, but we're going to show you what's going on." And like, it was
Mark Lawrence, great guy.
It was
by the way.
it was Johnny,
a fellow Southern Wrestling Hall of Famer.
Yeah, it was. Oh, Lawrence. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Oh no, but I was saying in the highlights it was Cowboy Johnny Montel, and I was just like, "Oh, man, good to see him." I was like, I was hoping he's doing okay.
Yeah, I hope he is too. There was quite a bit of talk of his health going downhill, but.
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, last time we saw him, he, improved a little bit from where he was prior to that. But
apparently, it's gone downhill.
Dang, man.
From them, so.
Because I was all like, besides all the politics and everything that happens, like, I was trying, like, remember when we started out, Stu, and like you obviously I think it's safe to say, you didn't necessarily know what the business side pertailed at the time.
Not much.
And I was always kind of like, hey, these guys, it could be a little weird.
It could be shady, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
And boy, did it get shady.
Yeah, but it just happened so quick, right?
It did.
It just went like from 0 to 60 just quick.
I mean, it was, that time I got approached by one of the newspaper writers in Lubbock when I was at Cowboys game not Lubbock, Wichita Falls.
Yeah.
And he approached me about what was happening with the Hall of Fame, and it's like, okay. So
like there's always some sort
I'm hoping all that stuff made its way back to New York.
Or I mean that stuff does belong in some sort of museum.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
and
great
they've got
artifacts.
a spot. They got a place in New York, the International.
But I really wish somebody that had some money that could take care of this. I wish somebody like a Cody Rhodes could buy this. And
that would be nice.
And really be able to put the funding into a spot. Because I mean that place had Dusty's boots.
It did.
Remember?
Yeah.
I was just like, I remember seeing them right there, and I was like, oh, these are Dusty's boots right here. You
Yeah.
can touch them
Yeah.
in front of you. It's like the WCC booking sheet.
Had Kerry's ring jacket.
Yes.
That he wore when he beat Flair.
They had so many like big relics of the pro wrestling world, and I'm just like, I hope it's not sitting in a box. And there was stuff that was sitting in a box that they that they could never display. So I can only imagine what we didn't get.
Well,
to
that's
see.
like I said. That's why I'm hoping all that stuff made its way back up there because, it deserves a proper display. So,
but all I was trying to say is like, oh, you saw how like the politics kind of started playing
yeah.
the point, and it was like, oh, it's years after the ring. It's like some of that stuff never went away, which I was always kind of like, really? But then, at the end of the day, you take that out of it though. I always just like hanging out with the guys and the gals that came by.
It was always fun to hang out with them, and we do our shows there, and go drink with them.
But that was the best part. Like, the reinforcer, that's still one of my favorite dudes.
Yeah.
Obviously, Cahagas.
See Andrew now. I didn't make it to WrestleCon this past year. I don't know if he made it. I know I saw him in Dallas last year.
I wonder how Carmine's doing. I haven't seen him.
I haven't seen Carmine in forever.
Also,
I'm sure he'll go to Cauliflower Alley Club.
But I need to go out there one of these days. What's his name? Gorgeous.
Gary Young,
yeah, dude. He was always
the guy that presented McFoley.
Yes, but he was such a great dude, man. He
was
always so funny,
he was really
charismatic.
nice. Yeah.
I was like, I loved hanging out with him, man. He's bald now, but I mean, like you could still tell it was something. He was still in good shape last time we saw him. But George, getting a chance to meet George and party with George. Oh man, he had so many good stories.
I love George.
Sorry, man, you took me down the road. And I was like, oh man, I loved hanging out with all those dudes.
I got to see George in Los Angeles during WrestleMania weekend. Still taking pictures. Still, photographing.
Oh yeah, he was doing the gala.
He did the Ring of Honor card. I think he did Mania. It was great to see him. So Mike Johnson from PW Insider, because they're from New York, and Mike kind of looks after George whenever they come. They travel, and so it was good. It was good to see them. Of course, good to see Mike as well. Mike's gone through a lot of stuff last year, but yeah, George. It was great to see George. Still loved during the press conference after Supercard of Honor. So it's Tony and Katsuri Shibata who had won the Pure title, and Tony had to do a double take when he saw George, and so at the end when they got done, he asked, "Hey, can I get one of the greatest photographers ever, George Napolitano, to take a picture of me and Shibata?" And of course George obliged, and so it was really cool.
I mean, it's
good to see George get his flowers from.
I mean, you mean to tell me not everybody has a picture taken from a Hall of Famer like George?
We do.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
It's on the website.
I was like, I didn't realize that.
We got quite a few pictures from George.
I know, that's why I'm just like, oh, I didn't realize. You peasants out there just don't have one of those.
Yeah, so
sorry, I forget that. I met a lot of people, but
that's true.
Then again, it's like, oh, there's been important people that have taken pictures of us. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. All right, we're going to sign off. Thanks so much for joining us. We will be back next week with a recap of Backlash and whatever else we can chat about. But for now, for Justin, I'm Stu. Again, thanks for joining us.